everyone, and welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I am your host, as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the award-winning Fan Show. That's right. Everyone is a fan of something. We've got something for every fan. And if you're a fan of the AAF, you might be in trouble. You might be, because that's the breaking news that we got from earlier today. My inbox was blowing up with this. And what's funny is that, you know, news like this happens, and you're like, I should have known better. I should have. And I'm not going to play the Debbie Downer. I'm not. I refuse to, because I believe in what the Alliance of American Football League is doing, or what they are setting out to do. And I believe in every opportunity, in second chances, in all this stuff. And so I want them to succeed. I do. But when I went to College Gridiron Showcase, and Jose Jefferson, a man who knows about developing talent, what it takes to get from level A to level B and level C and so on, this was his first question that he said. He said he loved the idea. In fact, a lot of the guys down at CGS loved the idea of the Alliance of American Football. First thing he asked, though, he's like, I love the idea. Where's the money going to come from? Where are they going to get the money to pay for everything that they are promising to pay for? Because we know the indoor game, the Arena Football League, the Indoor Football League, the National Arena League, it's very cut and dry. The owners pay for everything, and they don't expect to get a lot back. They don't. And the appeal of leagues like the AAF is that maybe athletes that are professional level, professional caliber, are finally going to get paid like professional athletes, because the wage gap between NFL, CFL, and NAL, IFL, very big gap, okay? Let's all be honest. So, where's the money come from? That's the big question. So I guess without further ado, any more delay, we should strap in, hold on tight, and get ready for today's headlines. Headlines, of course, brought to you by Dynamite Enterprises. They want to help you customize your world, so make sure that if you have a world that needs customizing, maybe it's a t-shirt that has a lovely sunset and a minion on it. They didn't do this, but they can. But there's no reason why they can't. In fact, Mike Tatum reached out on Facebook. He's looking for a person to design a logo. And I said, I can't do that, but when you get your logo designed, you need shirts. I know a guy. Okay? Same thing with Ty Knight. I have one of his shirts. I think it's a great shirt. But if I can help you make everything just a little better, because I know a guy, I want to do that. I want to help the guy I know, and I want to help you. Dynamite Enterprises is that guy I know that can help you. So you need to hit up Ethan at dynamiteenterprises.com, and you can email him, Ethan at dynamiteenterprises.com. Visit dynamiteenterprises.com, where they make custom business cards, they make mouse pads, anything that you would see on a Vistaprint site. They can do all of that. T-shirts, hats, beanies. Okay, they do beanies as well. They don't do belts. That's for Undisputed Belts. Those are my belt guys, and I love those guys. Undisputed Belts, been proud partner of the show for 3 years. Dynamite Enterprises, we're going on a year. We're going on a year of proud partnership, so it's going to be a good time. So let them customize your world. That's my advice, me to you. And then, not yet a sponsor, but Peace Tea, seriously, what are you waiting for? Like, you are so delicious. Sponsor the show, Peace Tea. Let's do it. So the first big headline is that because of a glitch, all right, the Week 1 paychecks did not get issued. Payment for Week 1 in the Alliance of American Football did not get issued. And Since then, they've fixed the glitch, and so now the problem will apparently work itself out. I'm sorry, it's just there's too many Office Space worthy moments in this headline to really pass up. But it took a bailout. The owner of the Carolina Hurricanes had to purchase the league for $250 million. And wow. I mean, I would have expected this kind of thing week 4, week 3 maybe, but week 1 out the gate. Whew, that's that's a tough one. I got nothing. I really don't. But I'm going to see the glasses half full on this. I really do believe that the Alliance of American Football, that this was just a thing. It's tough for me to say, but it did in fact happen. So the actual article here, AAF football, let's bring it up right now and let's discuss it. So Carolina Hurricanes owner gives AAF $250 million after league was running short on cash. This is per USA Today, okay? So Carolina Hurricanes owner gives him $250 million to help the new league. It's their words, not mine, okay? All right? This is straight off of USA Today. The Alliance of American Football announced today, that Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon will serve as chairman of its board of directors after making a $250 million investment into the Upstart Football League. The Athletic, which first reported the development late Monday night, said the league was running short on cash just 2 weeks into its inaugural season before Dundon stepped forward with his 9-figure commitment. A spokesperson for the AAF disputed reports that the league nearly missed payroll, saying players were never in danger of not getting paid. According to Fox Business co-founder Charlie Ebersol, also refuted the reports in remarks in the Orlando Sentinel. After the success of the first week, we had a number of investors come to us and offer us all kinds of different investments, Ebersol told the newspaper. Tom Dundon showed up and said, do you want to continue to raise Series B, Series C, and Series D, or do you want to raise Series Infinity right now and be taken care of from now on? That was an offer I was not going to refuse. So, 8 teams in the league. You're paying your players and your staff like professionals. You are developing talent. You are giving a second chance to talent that maybe missed out on an opportunity, had an unfortunate circumstance. I am for all of this. But that age-old question of where does the money come from has got to be answered first. And it seems like it's all handled now. But what if there wasn't several investors? What if there wasn't an owner that had $250 million to be like, here you go? Like, what happens then? This is, and I'm sorry to say, this is semi-pro indoor arena league level stuff that just shouldn't be happening for a league that had this much hype going into it. This is not the kind of stuff that should be happening. This is the kind of stuff that happens for expansion teams in small leagues where the owner has to dish out a lot out of their own personal pocket and not expect a lot back. This should not be happening to something being backed by the NFL. So it raises a lot of eyebrows, quite a few questions, but we will proceed. We will see what happens. Adam is saying in the comments, Antonio Brown and the Steelers owner met today, and they have agreed to part ways. That is also part of today's headlines in sports. Antonio Brown, who suits him best? I'm going to say the 49ers do. But it's not up to me. It's up to AB and where he wants to go. In other news, there was week 2 of the AAF. I almost forgot, with all the madness and chaos of paychecks being issued or not. There was a week 2. We have 4 winners, 4 losers, and I went 3-1 for my picks, and that one really could have gone either way. So let's go ahead and recap week 2 of the AAF. We saw Salt Lake lose to Birmingham. That was a tough one. I picked Birmingham because their defense looks really good. Can we agree on this? Their defense is solid. They got the run game going. Trent Richardson, I guess the lesser the league, the better he does. I don't know. 12-9 your final score. Salt Lake 0-2, but really they don't have the talent of an 0-2 team. They're just falling short. I think they'll get their first win probably this week. We'll talk about predictions for week 3 on Thursday. Okay, so mark your calendars on that one. Then we had the Arizona Hotshots defeat the Memphis Express, one of 2 road victories for the league. And, man, it looked like it was all Memphis. Like they had it going. They were clicking. They were meshing. And then Arizona managed to come back 20-18, your final. Hotshots look good, but they're kind of the opposite of the Stallions. The Hotshots are getting very lucky late in the game. Stallions are very unlucky late in the game. Memphis Express, though, if you would have told me that an 8-team league and you had head coaches like Spurrier, Mike Martz, and Mike Singletary, that Singletary was going to be the guy that started out 0-2, I would have said you were crazy. But nonetheless, here we are, Memphis Express 0-2, Arizona Hotshots 2-0. Orlando Apollos against the San Antonio Commanders. I told you guys this would be the game of the week, and it did not disappoint. 37-29 is your final. The Apollos, I thought, were going to start out fast, and San Antonio's defense would keep them in it. And it was a defensive game, but what sealed it was Orlando got a pick 6, and it was all downhill from there. They mounted a comeback. They got it. Pick 6, done and done. So Orlando moves on to 2-0. San Antonio gets its first loss of the season. And then finally, the Atlanta Legends against the San Diego Fleet. I didn't know what really to think of the Atlanta Legends. I saw a lot from the Fleet first week, and I thought that they had a great defense. Their offense just needed to click, which has been the case with a lot of these teams, right? Defense has the advantage early on when the offense hasn't had a chance to mesh yet. San Diego, though, mounted a comeback, or did Atlanta collapse? I don't know, but it's really what you take from it. But the Fleet get their first win. Atlanta falls to 0-2. The Fleet are 1-1. Also coming up later today, you will hear from CGS member Brady Oliveira. Great guy. Had a fantastic conversation with him. He will keep our follow-up series with the College Gridiron Showcase going, and you guys will not want to miss that. So make sure that you are clicking the link, because once we are done with the headlines here on Facebook Live, we're going to kick it over to Spreaker.com, where I'm broadcasting to you live right now, but you will be able to hear that interview in its entirety, as well as the conclusion of the show, which includes a preview for tomorrow night. Another all-new episode. So we have power rankings, but first, in pop culture news, there is a Motley Crue biopic that will be on Netflix March 22nd. And I got a little excited about it because of the success that Bohemian Rhapsody had. The movie is called The Dirt. It is based on the members of Motley Crue, but the cast is really questionable. Machine Gun Kelly will play Tommy Lee, and I felt like that was a role that probably should have gone to somebody who can actually act. Just my thoughts, though. But that is a Netflix original. Netflix done pretty well for itself, but I don't know. I think the movie will be entertaining in its own right, but it's not going to get the buzz that Bohemian Rhapsody did. I mean, Rami Malek knocked it out of the park. So, Antonio, not sure on that. Not sure on what, Antonio? What, you gotta, keep up. What? Be specific. Give details. I love you, bud. Okay, so The Dirt, March 22nd on Netflix. In music and pop culture news, Queen, Adam Lambert's Queen, will be performing at this year's Academy Awards because Bohemian Rhapsody, like I said, received such large amount of nominations and praise, reviews, and all of that. Yeah, I don't think The Dirt will be very, very good, or maybe he thinks it will be very good. I don't know. I don't know what Antonio's saying. But anyway, nothing to report in the world of outdoors. It's still very cold up here in Spokane. A lot of people are out ice fishing, except me. That's okay. Robotics, we still have a confirmed event for BattleBots happening in Long Beach in April, but it is not a confirmed season of BattleBots on the Discovery and Science Channel. We're still waiting for the official word on that. Wrestling, we had Elimination Chamber, and Kofi Mania is running wild. Let me tell you, Kofi Kingston has been in the wrestling world of WWE for 11 years. And he's been a jobber. He's been an Intercontinental Champion. He's been a U.S. Champion, a Tag Team Champion. Now he's part of the New Day, but it's like we are so quickly to forget how talented some of these guys really are. And Kofi went out there, crushed it Tuesday, subbing in for Mustafa Ali, the injured Mustafa Ali. And then he went out and at Elimination Chamber, him and Daniel Bryan, he had people, not only an arena full of fans going crazy chanting for Kofi, but he had people believing that he was going to do it, that he was going to win the title. And so now everybody wants to see Kofi Bryan at WrestleMania 35, and there's not a single reason why I could think that that should not happen. I am a full supporter of Kofi Kingston versus the new Daniel Bryan. I think it would be an amazing match. But I wonder if that would be too little too late, if the time to strike for putting it on Kofi was at the Elimination Chamber. We'll see. First ever women's tag team champions, Sasha Banks and Bayley. I called that one. I knew that it was going to have to go to two that really laid the foundation for the new women's division. Great job by the Iconics. Great job by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Everybody was talking about Corey Graves and Carmella, and I thought that was hilarious. We'll save that for another time because we're trying to keep it on topic right now. But Elimination Chamber happened, and it was good. It was good for what it was, for not one of the big four, but for kind of an in-between, a filler. So next up is Fastlane, and then, of course, WrestleMania. So everything that they're doing now is putting things in place to have a great WrestleMania. WrestleMania 35. We'll see what happens there. Antonio says that his son grabbed his phone. Let's see. Adam says Mary Queen of Scots was snubbed at the Oscars. I don't know. I don't think I saw that one. But let's see. Yeah, can't be any worse than Brock Lesnar versus anyone. I'm over Brock Lesnar. But yes, I do think Kofi Mania, I hope, runs wild all the way to Mania. I would like to see Kofi Mania. I think it would be great. So good job to Kofi. Congratulations to Bayley and Sasha Banks for winning the first ever women's tag team titles. I'm curious how they'll defend them. I haven't watched Raw from last night yet, so we'll see. But of course, SmackDown Live will be on in the next 40 minutes, so you guys can catch that after the show. After this show, okay, don't click over early. There's no need for that. They don't start early. They start on time, just like I do here. So coming up, we've got my interview with Brady Oliveira. But first, I promised you I'm going to deliver on that promise. Let's see. We covered sports. IFL Kickoff this Friday. We're going to talk plenty about that tomorrow. I believe tomorrow is going to be our Kickers Need Love 2 special. Jordan Endries, Cody Barber, and Mike Giorgetti. Looking forward to talking to those gents again. And then, of course, we will have head coach of the Quad City Steamwheelers. Looks like that's on the docket for this week as well. Probably another follow-up to CGS athlete to be determined, because there's a few that had some schedule conflicts come up. But kickoff 2019 IFL seasons this Friday, and it is San Diego Strike Force, the expansion team out of California, taking on the newcomers, not expansion, but new to the league, the Quad City Steamwheelers. And I think it's going to be a good game. I think Quad City will be a team to watch this year. Tucson Sugar Skulls unveiled their new field, their gray turf. I thought it looked great. I think they'll be a really competitive team this year. Sioux Falls Storm unveiled their new helmets. They look great. I never thought I would catch myself saying that about Sioux Falls. Kidding. But Green Bay's new helmets, they look great. It's a bigger league with some new looks, and I'm all for it. I love it. I think it's great. Antonio says he really wanted the Iconics to win. Can you imagine them being tag champs? I try not to, Tony. I try not to, because their screeching is harmful to my ears. They're lovely ladies. They are lovely ladies, but it's when they start doing some of this, it's like, no, thank you. So the Iconics, I don't think would be very iconic. It'd be fun for a while. It would be. Adam says he's not a fan of the skyline in the back of the Storm helmet. See, but that was what was the appeal to me. I thought it was like subtle things like that. I thought it looked great because San Antonio, the Commanders have a similar thing going on with their helmet, but their color scheme doesn't work with it. It's 2 shades of red or purple or whatever, burgundy, whatever you want to call that. It's like I want to like that team because I think their logo is good and everything else, but their color scheme just bugs the hell out of me. Orlando has got it going on. The helmet, the colors, the matte finish on the helmet, the face mask, everything looks great for the Apollos. San Diego Fleet, everything looks great on the Fleet. The Express, red, white, and blue kind of overdone, but at the same time, it's a color scheme that works well. I cannot get behind San Antonio's color scheme, but I thought that the skyline on the back of the helmet looked kind of cool. And so when I saw Sioux Falls' new helmet, it's a white helmet with blue highlights, I thought it worked well. I really did. Yes, Antonio says we're waiting on the Barnstormers' new jersey to be unveiled because they were auctioning off a bunch of their stuff last year. It's a new season. Their championship, they're reigning champions. They're going to try to defend that championship the best you can in a sport where the champion doesn't receive an automatic, title defense in the championship. But I think they're in good hands. I think their look is going to be very good as well. But yes, I'm very excited to see them. I think that the River Kings look is good. But yeah, no, the Storm, Sioux Falls Storm, their helmet, I thought looked great. And I'm sorry, Adam, that you don't like it. But yeah, I think it'll grow on you in a little bit of time. But yeah, Storm's helmet looks solid. Sugar Skulls, I think, have a great look. So everything looks good for the IFL. We'll talk more about it Wednesday and Thursday because I know you guys wanted power rankings for the AAF. So without further ado, any more delay, let's count them down. 8 through number 1, and drum roll, please. All right, number 8, dropping 1 spot from number 7, the Atlanta Legends. Look, we're 2 weeks in. I get it. They're 0-2. I feel like though you had that game. You had that game, and you blew it in the end. Like it's hard for me to say that an offense suddenly gets it going in the fourth quarter, but you had a lead going into that fourth quarter. All you had to do was hold, and you couldn't. So I'm sorry, Atlanta Legends fans, if this rubs you the wrong way personally. It's not personal. It's just my observation, okay, as a fan and as somebody who looks at this kind of thing. So the Atlanta Legends, number 8, down 1 spot. They're 0-2. They're still looking for win number 1. Up 1 spot, though, as a result, because I thought these guys fought hard, fought to the end, and it was just a lucky turn of events for the victor in this one, which was not them. Memphis Express, up 1 spot from number 8. They are number 7. I feel like that makes perfect sense. Okay, they are 0-2. They also looking for win number 1. Number 6, down 1, and some of you guys are going to be on me about this, but when you consider the stats and the facts, it's like, how? The Stallions are number 6. They are 0-2, and they find new ways to lose each week, it seems. I mean, they've been such close games. They're looking for win number 1 as well, and I think that they're going to get it soon. I think they are a team that, from this point moving forward, are going to be a team that you will not look past on your schedule. I think there's a lot of potential there. Potential doesn't necessarily get you wins, but I do think there's a lot of potential there. So, number 5, the Commanders. Obviously, they won week 1. They lost week 2. Valiant effort, but Orlando really put it on them there at the end. So, a team that their defense looked really good from week 1 going into week 2. It was the defense of the other team that sealed the deal for them with that pick 6. So the Commanders drop 1 spot. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. They're 1-1. They're one of 2 teams that are. But that means that the Fleet, your biggest mover, up 2 spots, they got the win. They are in the win column. So they made adjustments. They found a way to get out there to make it work on offense, to hold them on defense, mounted a hell of a comeback. It was hard for me to not put them 3, but we don't know enough about the Legends, really. I guess you could say we don't know a whole lot about the whole league, but consider the facts. So, San Diego Fleet, number 4. Number 3, Arizona Hotshots. No movement there. They were 3 last week. They're 3 this week. They're a good team, but I want to see their defense really make a statement, because their offense has been doing great, but they are winning these games by very narrow margins. They're allowing the most points of any team in the AAF right now, combined over the last 2 weeks. Then at number 2, you have the Iron. Okay, again, no movement there. The Iron, their defense is solid, but I don't know if it's their game plan to just score one more point than their opponent or just enough, whatever the case may be. But they're doing it very well. I would just like to see them kind of step on the throat a little bit, go for the win. And then finally, number 1, that leaves only one team, the Orlando Apollos. This team is the team to beat. They are the bar for the AAF right now. And if you can find a way to argue that with me, do it. You are more than welcome to. Let's see what your power rankings are for week 2 of the AAF. But I guess number 1 really should be the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes. But it's okay. It's okay. So back 1 through 8, Apollos, Iron, Hotshots, Fleet, Commanders, Stallions, Express, and Legends. Those are your week 2 AAF power rankings from the F.A.N Show, your F.A.N Show official week 2 power rankings. We'll figure out how to say that. Adam comments, gotta agree with that. Stallions need to show some improvement before they move up in the rankings. Exactly. They're right there. They're on the cusp. They're right there. Let's see. Orlando's the bar. So they are right now. I mean, this is a brand new league. People that had power rankings before the season even started are ridiculous. Like, what are you basing this off of? And Orlando has come out and they've proven that they can win by not only holding onto a lead like they did in week 1, and they put up 40 points, but also by coming back, making halftime adjustments, getting it done on the defensive side, a pick 6. I mean, I was really nervous about that game towards the end, but then that happened and everything changed. So I think that the Apollos, in all aspects of the game for a brand new league and a brand new team, are meshing the best right now. But that means that you've got to watch over your shoulder the rest of the season, because these other teams aren't going to continue to suck for the rest of the season. They're going to get it. They're going to catch on. And said, Antonio's like, nice one, Adam. Yeah, you guys are doing a high five. High five over social media. That's cute. Okay, so that's going to do it for the opening segment. My God, we went a while for this opening segment. My apologies. There was a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. We only got one guest, Brady Oliveira. So go ahead and kick it over to Spreaker.com. Click the little linky thing right there, however you're watching this. Spreaker.com/user/the F.A.N Show. And enjoy my conversation with Canada's own Brady Oliveira. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me now as we continue our follow-ups to the College Gridiron Showcase. He's from North Dakota, but originally he is Canada's own Brady Oliveira. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great getting a chance to follow up with you guys. A lot of you, it was, I'll just say what I've been saying to everybody else. So what you guys are doing right now, the point of life you're in, is the only time that this is ever going to happen. So it's not like, a year from now we can come back and be like, oh yeah, this time is totally different. Because it's like, it's not how it works.
You're totally right. You get, I'm just truly, seriously, blessed to be in this situation right now and to be able to, continue pursuing my dream of playing football and playing at that next level. Because when you think of it, not a lot of people are in my footsteps right now, and not a lot of people get to chase this dream of, playing in the NFL. So I'm just extremely blessed to, continue to chase my dreams of playing in the NFL. And yeah, like you said, you only get one shot at this. So, this is the most important time of my life. And I'm just trying to do everything that is going to benefit me. And just extremely excited for this time.
Now, we'll start off with a couple of questions that I've been asking everybody, just because a lot of you guys seem to kind of have different takes on things, which is good. You know, we don't want cookie cutter or automated responses for what you guys are doing. We want, you know, real raw emotion. But for you, it is the end of February, and then there's going to be the combine next week, which you're not attending, and that's fine. You will have your pro day, though, and then
Yep.
all eyes will be on the draft. You'll be watching, waiting for your name to be called, that life-changing moment. But at where you're at right now, having done CGS, prepping for your pro day, kind of taking advantage of everything, what's keeping you in check in life right now? Like, what's making it so that you don't get lazy on? Well, it's a Tuesday. Like any other Tuesday, some might say, you know, I can skip this day. We'll make up for it tomorrow. Like, what keeps you honest right now?
It's I mean, obviously, you know, it's in my head every single day when I wake up. You know, it's a lifelong dream of mine to play in the NFL, and it's been my dream. That's it for years, and it's everything. Like every workout that I've ever done, everything that I've been doing is for this one moment, is to, you know, keep chasing this dream. And you know, I always say it to everyone, and I think, you know, that for you, if you want to chase something in life, whatever that is, your dream, lifelong dream, you have to have a why in anything that you do. So if you don't have a why in life, what gets you up in the morning, what drives you, what motivates you, what gives you that burning fire in your heart to go and do something, then you can't do it. So I think for me, you know, like you said, you know, it being that Tuesday, you know, me waking up this morning, going to the gym and, you know, getting better and continue to chase these dreams, I think you have to have that why. And, you know, me personally, my why would have to be my mother. You know, seeing everything that she's been through, all the adversity that she faced, her, you know, raising, you know, me, my older brother, and my younger sister. You know, she's been through a lot. She's definitely a tough woman, the strongest woman I know. And I definitely, you know, owe a lot to her. And I just, you know, want her to live like a queen when she's older. So that's my why in life. And that kind of what gives me, you know, that extra motivation waking up. And then also, you know, I want to be the best out there. And I know at my position, there's a lot of running backs trying to do this thing to play in the NFL and that are in this draft class. And, you know, what's always on my mind is, you know, I got to be different and I got to do more than they're doing. So if I think they're doing this, then I got to do more and make sure I do extra reps just to get ahead. So.
Yeah, I will say that mothers are probably the toughest human beings out there. I mean, not just toughest women, but they are
of course.
They are some tough human beings. You know, the running back position has always been, I don't know if fascinating is the right word, but it's kind of been interesting for starters. But to watch the running back position play out over even the last decade, it seems like there's a name that will hit rosters and all eyes will be on that running back. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, it's like, where'd they go? And however, on that same note, though, you can see a running back that was the guy in Denver end up on Jacksonville, and he might not be the guy, but he still gets his touches and his reps, you know, and then that might be the case for the next, you know, several years, is that he finds himself on another roster and another roster and another roster. Now, I'm sure it might all be the same to you, but as additional motivation, do you want to be that guy that everybody's talking about, not just for 1 year, not just for 2 or 3 years, but, you know, like you mentioned in our first interview, AP being a big idol of yours. Would you like to be a name like AP in the world of football?
You know what? I mean, I train so hard every day and I put my all into this. And, you know, I think I'm destined just to be a superstar. And that's not to be cocky or anything, just confident when I speak. And I truly believe in speaking things into existence. And I'm actually reading a book right now called Think Rich, Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And it's all really about the mindset. And I'm getting more into that. And I've always been about that, but with me getting older, you know, the mind is so powerful. And I definitely, you know, want to be, you know, I definitely obviously want to play in the NFL, and I will do whatever it takes, and I will play any position. I'll play special teams, whatever it takes. But, you know, when the time comes and I get my chance, my name gets called, I definitely, you know, want to make the most of it and show what I can do. But then also with that being said, yeah, I would definitely, you know, my dream is not to just go to play in the NFL and be that third down back or play on special teams. I'll do that for sure, but no, I definitely want to be that guy. But funny you actually brought up AP. I remember when we first talked, yeah, AP, has been my idol growing up. Me, being a Vikings fan, and then he was with the Vikings, and now I just follow him. I'm a fan of the Redskins now because of with him playing there. That's my guy. That's been my idol, a guy that I've looked up to ever since I started playing this game of football. Funny you bring that up because guess who followed me on Instagram this morning?
No way.
Adrian Peterson followed me on Instagram this morning, and I was livid. I was super excited. Gave me an extra little bit of boost of motivation for my workout. Oh, yeah, it was great, man. Just something so little like that. He's been my idol, and him coming across my Instagram and giving me a follow, I was like, it felt pretty special.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy about that. I thought you were going to say that you met him, but this is obviously another giant step towards that.
Yeah, crazy. Yep.
Oh, that's cool though, man. I love when you get even the little things like that, a follow, a mention or something like that by somebody that you idolize and adore. So since CGS, and I know it's only February, but obviously since this is the only time today is going to happen, the only time tomorrow is going to happen until the fate of your future is determined. If you were invited back to North Dakota, maybe your high school, I don't know, somewhere right now, if you were invited back and asked to give advice to young athletes like you were, what would you say to them after what you've been through and what you know now?
Going back to the mindset and how powerful that mind is, I just think, me coming from a small school, I think a lot of people get underlooked and they're kind of the underdog. But I think you got to have 110% belief and faith in what you're doing, and just speaking things to existence. But one thing that I learned, just with having a hard work ethic and that drive and determination that I just have instilled in me, I just think it's all effort. That's all you got to do if you want to be successful in life. You give effort in everything that you do, and just know that you might not be that superstar, you might not have all those skills, but if you work hard and you have effort gets you noticed. I don't care what anyone says, but effort will get you noticed.
Yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly, man. It's I did the math today, I guess is what you would say. My 400th episode is projected to air at the end of March. I mean, that's
wow.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. No kidding.
I mean, it was a year ago on the 15th of February, day after Valentine's Day, that the F.A.N show won. Well, it's only award for right now, but when you get into something like a podcast, you don't think about awards or nominations. It's like you're just when you think about your passion, you wake up and you do it just because you love. You just do it.
You love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's what I love about you guys, especially you guys from CGS. So since you're not doing the combine, which, hey, that's their loss, man, in all honesty.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yep.
I would have tuned in to see you run the 40.
Of course.
What is the preparation for your pro day been like then? Is it cranked up a notch or is it business as usual?
Yeah, well, no, I'm out here in Minneapolis. I'm training with he's been such a blessing in my life. Him reaching out to me and, me training with Deventry Jordan at Game Face Training. He's doing an extremely good job with, not just me, but all the guys in the draft class that he has there at Game Face. And, Monday, working out every day, Monday through Saturday. But being smart with it, too, with, regeneration and recovery days and a lot of mobility and, getting in that cryo chamber and all that good stuff, hitting the Theragun. So definitely being smart with it, but we got a lot of work in, a lot of movement work. So we'll start off with movement in the morning, do all that, go over, Mondays we'll go over the 40, today we went over the 5-10-5. So there's days in the morning, when we'll hit specific testing things that we have to do at our pro day. And then after that, you'll hit your lift in and get all that stuff and then go through a stretch series at the end of it. So definitely a lot of good stuff. So I'm busy with that, but with me being at CGS, I like I said before when we talked in our first interview that, one thing that I really enjoyed about CGS was all those educational talks that we had with, people that worked in front office in the NFL and all these marketing teams and, different brands, stuff like that. So actually, do you remember Transition Sports and Entertainment that were there?
Yeah, I do.
So they actually took me on as one of their clients. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'm extremely blessed with that. It's a huge opportunity for me that a lot of people don't get. But they actually took on me and Justin Sumter from he was at CGS, went to Kennesaw State. So they took on him and I, and they're doing a lot of good things for me right now. And Don Povia is kind of like the creative guy at Transition, and he's doing a lot of my work right now. And yeah, just trying to build a brand, and I think that's extremely important for young athletes, and with social media, and just to create a brand. So I'm kind of busy with them. They're doing obviously all the work, but they reach back to me, ask me if I like these things, and I'm always super impressed with the work that they're doing. So the people at Transition are doing a great job for all my draft prep, for my marketing stuff. But yeah, just extremely busy with all the training, and just to get ready for my pro day.
Who's watching out for your hair? Like, what hair products and stylists are making sure that looks the best it can every day?
Seriously, man. Got to keep these curls right. Got to keep them curls right.
Those locks are your meal ticket, man. I tell you right now.
I'm telling you, man. Maybe some Head and Shoulders in the future. Maybe they'll reach out to me.
Yeah, dude, because they've always had a good deal with the NFL, man.
Yeah.
OBJ was the most recent one, but I think there's a few.
Molly and stuff.
There's a few potential suitors out there for you. Maybe a startup company, maybe something from Canada. But hey, last question for you. I'll ask you. I'll be straight with you on this one. So, it is the NFL draft. Don't care what round, but there is a team that needs a running back. We're not talking about running back depth. We're talking about they need their guy at that position. Why are you the next best available on the draft board?
I think I'm the next best available because I think I do all three things extremely well. I'm going to come in and, work my butt off every single day. And, I'm just hungry. Me coming from a small school, been doubted, overlooked. I'm just hungry, so I'm gonna go in there and fight and take someone's job. And like I said, I think I do all three phases extremely well. And obviously, all running backs at this level can run the ball well, but I think I have extremely good vision, running between tackles extremely well. I'm a tough dude to bring down. There's gonna have to be 2 or 3 people to take me down. And I think that that'll be the same. And I did that in college, and I will do that in the NFL also. And I'm an excellent pass catcher, and with me being a bigger back, I'm definitely I can step in there and take on whoever in the pass protection game and step up there and be trusted to protect the quarterback. So, you need a guy that you can trust, and I think I can be trusted in all those 3 phases to be on the field for every down. So,
well, I think that's phenomenal answer, man. And I'll tell you right now, if you end up getting drafted or making a 53, however it is that you get there. I'm a diehard Niners fan, but there's a few of you guys who I could see adding your jersey to my collection. Whether it's for my team or another one. So
no doubt, it's awesome.
I'll be watching, I'll be listening, and I'll be rooting for you and so many others. But it's always fun to talk to you because it just seems like there's different responses that come out of you than from maybe the rest of the pack. But I definitely get some raw emotion out of you, man. So stay focused, stay hungry. Obviously, it doesn't sound like you have a problem there, but
that's fair.
Best of luck to you, and I hope that we talk again real soon. He is Canada's own, the man with the best hair in the 2019 draft class.
Yes, sir, you know that.
Brady Oliveira, you take care of yourself, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it for having me. God bless.
All right, take care.
Thank you. All
right, and once again, a big shout-out and thank you to Brady Oliveira of Team Oliveira. He is the Canadian-born North Dakota star running back that is hoping to be the next AP. And I gotta say, I meant what I said, and that's not to take anything away from any other person from CGS I've spoke to or any other guest on the show at all, for that matter. But there was something about the way that Brady spoke, with the passion that he spoke with. He's just like, I don't want to just sound like a guy who's got his hopes up. Like, I really believe that I'm going to be that guy. And that's huge, man. I don't think there's enough people out there that chase something that hard. So props to him. wish him the best. Congrats on everything he's done so far, because he's done a lot so far. A lot of these guys have. But that's going to do it for this Tuesday edition. Also, all week long, we're going to be revisiting players of the game, little player spotlight, as we get ready for IFL Kickoff 2019 and the official kickoff of the 2019 Fan Show Tour. And so today we looked back at the first ever Fan Show player of the game, first one to get the belt, Robert Brown. Defensive back from the Spokane Empire. Man, did he have a game. Oh, I mean, he was a ball hawk. He was all over that field. I think he had like 3 interceptions, but he was the difference maker. He was locked down. He was in the zone, everything. So first ever unanimous vote, if there was a vote, but unanimous decision, undisputed decision. Robert Brown, Fan Show player of the game, first time ever. So we'll take a look back tomorrow. We'll look at another recipient of the prestigious award. And I do want to thank all of you once again for tuning in. Don't forget, if you missed any of tonight's episode, you can always listen back to it in its entirety by subscribing and or downloading on one of the several platforms we're available on: iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course Spreaker.com, which is where you can listen live if you're able to. If not, no harm, no foul. Simply subscribe and download, and then make sure that you are in the know. Every avenue that can be a way to follow something, follow us there. So give us a follow on Twitter at FanShowOfficial, Instagram, The Fan Show, and then of course a like and follow along and interact. Facebook.com/FanShowOfficial, because it's not official unless it's Fan Show Official. And that's going to do it for this Tuesday episode. Don't forget, same time, same place tomorrow for our Wednesday episode. Should be a good one. Until then, best of luck to you and yours. Go Niners, and remember, of course, it's all fun and games until you butt fumble. Good night!
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his one player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.